What is going on, investors? My name's Emmanuel, and HCMC shareholders, this is the week that we've all been waiting for, because as you can see on screen, nothing has changed from the lawsuit filings, and we still expect an answer from Philip Morris on the 26th of February 2021, which is this Friday. So this week is crunch week. This is the week that we've all been waiting for. This week could be potentially life-changing for a lot of HCMC shareholders. But alongside this, there have been a few updates that we need to discuss, including Philip Morris's insiders, who, as you can see, on the 19th of February, a lot of them filed Form 4s, and I've been seeing a lot of speculation online that because obviously the lawsuit's on the 26th, all of these insiders are getting rid of their shares because they probably expect Philip Morris to lose, and then the value of their shares will go down. So this is the speculation that I've been reading online. However, it's not the case. It's not the case, and I'm going to debunk all of that and show you what all of these filings actually mean. So we had this discussion in my Discord group, and I posted this information to explain to all of the HCMC shareholders what the difference between a Form 4 and a Form 5 is. And the official definition is, in most cases, when an insider executes a transaction, he or she must file a Form 4. So let's look into one of these forms. Let's look at a guy who's called Emmanuel, so my namesake. So as you can see here, we've got Emmanuel Barbeo. His position in Philip Morris is Chief Financial Officer. It says the letter A represents securities acquired, and the letter D represents securities disposed of. So on the 17th of February, Mr. Emmanuel here, who is a Chief Financial Officer, he ended up dumping 13,950 shares to the value of $86 a share. So that was the CFO. We can take a look at someone else, Charles Bendotti, and his role here, it says he's the global head of people and culture. And on the same day, on the 17th of February, he disposed of over 2,000 shares at the same cost price of $86. We have another insider here, Mario Mazzaroli. It looks like he's the president of Latin America and Canada. And like the other insiders, he also got rid of over 1,000 shares for the same cost price. So why are all of these guys dumping their shares? Well, here's where we debunk it. Every year, Philip Morris's insiders have the opportunity to acquire or dispose of shares. So if you look back to the 21st of February 2020, which is exactly a year ago, they did the exact same thing. All of them were dumping their shares. So this was way before the HCMC lawsuit was a thing. They were dumping their shares. They were cashing in. Even the same gentleman that we identified, Charles Bendotti, on the 19th of February 2020, he disposed of over 2,000 shares at a cost price of $87. So I know there's a lot of excitement surrounding this, but I do want to stress that this is a common formality for insiders, and it doesn't mean they're dumping their shares because of the lawsuit. So sorry to burst your bubble, but that's just the reality of what is going on in terms of these insiders getting rid of their shares. Also, there's been a lot of talk online about Jeffrey Holman, who is the CEO, that he recently purchased over 1 billion shares. But I've seen a lot of YouTubers talk about it, so I won't go into it too much. But in case this is new to you, just to quickly run through what happened. Jeffrey Holman, on the 12th of February, secured over 1 billion shares, but it was acquired, and the price he paid for it was $0. Being an insider of a company, you have the option to exercise your right to acquire a set amount of shares, which, again, to be honest, it is a good sign, okay? It is a good sign that Jeffrey decided to exercise his option to acquire over 1 billion shares. It could be because he's also anticipating news from Philip Morris. So let's keep positive. But I do want to say, I've seen a lot of people talking about he bought this amount of shares. He did not buy these amount of shares. It was acquired to him. Now, let's take a look at the share price, okay? Because it is not looking good for us at all. So in my last HCMC video update where we went through the price action, we identified 0.003 as a key level of support. And we did gap up on the 16th. But unfortunately, we broke through our previous level of support, and it's now become resistance, okay? And I did warn that if we were to test this level a number of times, there's a high possibility that we could break through this support level and start trending lower. And it seems to have been the case, because price broke through on the 18th of February. It was retested, broke through slightly, but it wasn't strong enough for us to continue in the on the upside. And we are now trading lower, but we seem to be at middle ground between our resistance of 0.003 and our previous support of 0.002. Another interesting thing that's now starting to take place is we are now starting to set higher lows, which is very, very bearish. We do not want to see that going into next week, but unfortunately we are. Now, to be fair, I shared this with my Discord members because the overall market sentiment for last week was very, very bearish. So it would have taken something extraordinary for HCMC to continue in its upwards trajectory because the overall market was down. So a lot of shareholders, which I don't understand why you would sell your shares leading up to the week where we expect to hear from Philip Morris, but fear did overtake the market in general and shareholders decided to dump their shares. So what do I expect to happen for this week? Now, because it's a crucial week, I do expect to see volume regarding HCMC increase quite significantly. I do think we might start to see a bit of FOMO set in. And as a result, we could potentially break through this trend of the lower highs that we're setting and retest support of 0.003. And if we can break through that quite convincingly, and if the overall market sentiment turns bullish, then we could potentially continue higher and then retest our previous resistance at 0.0048, which I think will be amazing for a lot of HCMC shareholders, because I do know a lot of HCMC shareholders who actually got on board quite late and they've not been happy seeing their position decline. However, if the overall market sentiment going into next week continues to be bearish, then unfortunately I do see this resistance level holding. We could potentially retest it. Again, it is a crucial week for us, but if it's not strong enough, then we're going to continue on the downward trend and retest this support line. And if we break through this support line, then we are going back down to 0.001 or even lower. So it is a crucial week. I am not selling any of my shares because I started a position in anticipation of hearing from Philip Morris. So I'm not going to let fear cloud my judgment. I do plan to continue to hold on to my position at least till this Friday, or at least if we can hear something from Philip Morris before then. So that's what I plan to do with my HCMC position. Let me know in the comment section below what your plans are going forward. And let's get the conversation going in the comment section. But thank you so much for watching. Remember, none of this is financial advice and it's purely for entertainment purposes only. Don't forget to destroy the like button, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to see more content from me. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Wow.